we can sometimes get caught up all of this technical development stuff. Forget the point. I think this week we've heard, what have I put on there? Thomas Hooton. I can't remember her name. Amazing French horn player a couple of days ago. Maurice Andre, Bud Herseth. That's what it's all about. I just noticed something and it makes me laugh. How, like, it's had 18,000 views, magnificent, beautiful trumpet playing. That must be the, I don't know, the principal string player having to sit in front of the trumpet or something. How anyone can even go to the... I hope they were just so overwhelmed with the joy of listening to Conrad Gozzo play Trumpeter's Prayer that they've had a few glasses of wine and they've gone to click like and just sort of accidentally hit the thumbs down. Kills me. Anyway, welcome to day 7 of week 3. How many are we going to click? So we fill out the chart and then put it in our envelope. Let me even write on it now so you're seeing it. Hashtag Windworks International Harmonic Slur Challenge week 3. There it is with my amazing handwriting. So we're going to fill out the chart. Talk about premonition, paralysed by a premonition of failure. If I manage to tick a box at all today, it will be a dead set miracle. It doesn't matter because I'm still going to push my boundaries. I'm exhausted. I am absolutely exhausted. And it's been a long day after I had that gig last night that I've been talking about. And it went really well. Let me tell you, we need to talk. We need to talk. We need to talk. If you want to improve your playing, go back and start. If you're new here and you haven't been doing the challenge, go back and start. Watch every day. Do the challenge. I got up on this gig last night at the Brisbane Convention Centre, the concert hall there. And after all the work that I've been doing, because as you regular viewers know, I haven't been gigging that much, from all of the work, all the breathing, all the expansion, everything that we're working on, playing has never felt so good, ever. I'm not kidding. Take it or leave it. Your choice. Felt fantastic. Just reminding yourself to sit there and just... It works. So I'm going to get straight into it today. If I can tick one box, it'll be great. And it'll be great if I can't tick a box because it's been a terrific week. I'm going to start fast and then work backwards just for something new. I'm not going to do them all, even though it's tick box day. Sometimes it's really hard to practice when you're tired. Do something. Do something. That's the message here. Not every day is going to be the most productive day, but you don't want to not practice for a day because then you go backwards. But come in even when you're not feeling it. And just do it. Just do it. Just do it. Just do it. Filling the lungs. There are your lungs. Let the air out. I did an hour and 20-minute recording this morning in response to fighting the frustration It's at the forum at the course. This forum has gone ballistic. Okay, there's videos being posted, lots of talk. It is if you want to know about my teaching, watch this video here. It's everything I've got to offer in one video. Just watch it. Bill, fantastic. I'm not going to go on about it. You just need to go and check it out. Here we go. Oh, I'm exhausted. Sorry, I'm getting my keyboard chops together here. When you're not playing much, you need to play efficiently. And again, last night was nuts. Just eye-opening. And when you sit there and you can actually feel all of that happen from the work that we've been doing here, it just reinforces. Because as I've said to you, I haven't done this work with this and the Voldine and everything for 15 years, say, probably a bit longer. And when you do it, it's awesome. It's awesome. All again, I'm going to say, if you're a wind player and you haven't experienced the rebreathing bag and working on it, you're missing out. It's really, if you've never experienced it and you've never felt it, you don't know what you're missing out on. It's as simple as that. Lo and behold, almost 5,000 out of the blue. It's bizarre. If you haven't experienced the expansion, what we're doing is stretching everything out, trying to get more air into the body. I don't want you to do that every time you go to play. But again, when I went to play last night and you feel, I laugh because it's wild. And it's just, I can't, there's no words that I can say to embed it in people's minds how important it is. It's anyway. So it's sneaking up now. I'm getting sort of that 750 mark. And again, it's just feeling that openness. What's the first thing we do? Do you do this? Do you literally sit there and do it? Do you close your eyes, soft and slow? Experience that. That's what you want to get. Even though you don't notice it when I'm going to play, it just looks like a breath. But there's a lot going on to get that. Then hum. How hard is it to do? It's passive. Again. I want the lips to interact with the air as if they're the vocal cords. It's a very simple concept. Body's doing that. We're energizing the air in the pipe. The resistance of the trumpet joins the air in the body. The lips sympathetically oscillate on that change of air pressure, and The resultant sound is an amplification of the resonance in the body. The science changes as we get above high C. I'm not even going to talk about that during the harmonic slur challenge. That's all in the course. But for now, getting that sympathetic oscillation, the reflection from the instrument, reflection from the bell, and energizing the air in the body and energizing the air in the pipe is what it's all about. Let's see how far we go. I'd be embarrassed to... I'm not going to fall asleep, but there's just times. I drove to Brisbane, did a 3-hour rehearsal. It's about an hour and a half drive. 3-hour rehearsal, couple of hours off, 3-hour show, really hardcore show. Home at 1 a.m, up bright and early teaching, out all day. Did the video this morning, the hour and a half video. Taught just before this, and eventually the body just goes, you know what? You just got to take a break at times. But we've done 3 weeks straight, and each session's about an hour. You want to improve your playing, just bloom and do it. Rightio. It's exciting. It's really exciting for me to have felt the benefit from doing it. And I'm lucky because I'm not gigging all the time, so I've got that point of difference that I can really recognise. So I'm going to start at the 208. Oh no, I've got to do my long tone. There's some things, as much as I do not, the idea of, taking the breath and playing a long tone for a minute or less than a minute or more than a minute is less than inspiring. The development curve, roller coaster. Great days, days that you struggle, great days, days that you struggle, but it's an upward trajectory as long as you keep doing it. If we don't do it, then there's a downhill trajectory. But if, no matter what the circumstances, you keep going in the right direction, you're gonna benefit, if not on a daily basis. I call it the taxi psychology, the taxi driver psychology. I've never mentioned it on the course, but the taxi driver psychology is I used to live close to the airport in Melbourne, and if you hop in the taxi and say, I just want to go to Coburg, quite often you get some really angry taxi drivers because they want every trip to be the $200 trip down the coast, but not every trip's going to be $200. So when you get the short, inexpensive trips, you just take that as part of, over the course of a year, you're going to have some days that are less payers and then some trips that are great payers, and it all evens out, all comes out in the wash. And it used to amaze me to see the reaction, because everyone wants the big expensive trip, everyone wants to improve every day, and if they don't improve every day, or if not every day is their best day ever, they get disappointed, and that's madness. It's absolute madness. So you just keep doing it. You just keep driving. You keep picking people up and dropping them off. You keep practicing. Don't get hung up on each particular thing. It's very easy. If you could do something yesterday and you can't do it today, you get frustrated. Don't do that. Just observe. Please go back and watch the video I showed you. Please go back and watch it. Here we go. You can tell when you get nice breath and it's going to go well, or you can tell that it's just so I'm going to give it another go. So we got there. Only just, but we got there. And it's good. All of a sudden, you feel a sense of achievement. I could happily put the horn down. Now, you got to remember that the sound is scratchy, but it's working on minimal air. It feels like try humming softly. Why I haven't done this earlier in the challenge, I don't know. Because we've been doing big, huge breath, big, all of that stuff. But take a full breath. And in fact, if you're watching, it harks back to the question you asked the other day. If you are holding air back because we're doing it for a long time, you asked about doing it on the instrument, and I didn't mean to sound, if I came across as dismissive, I certainly didn't. The fact of the matter is, when it comes to the voice, we don't have to think about the body mechanics of it. If I said to you, take a full breath and hum softly, what you'll notice, there's an engagement of the abdominal muscles or the intercostal muscles. I'm not exactly sure which ones, probably more intercostal around the ribs, because we're holding the ribs out here. So why haven't I spoken about this more? Too much stuff. Because if I relax those muscles, we run out of air quickly. So in order to do a soft hum for a long period of time requires an engagement. Although, so when I say that, there is, even though I'm saying it's passive, there's no abdominal, and I guess this is an interesting point. There's no abdominal push of the air. There is actually an intercostal interaction holding the ribs out here to stop the reduction happening too quickly. Because passive, and a degree of it is aperture size for volume. But if you were to hum softly for as long as you can, I'm still keeping the concert hall open, keeping this chilled, but there is an engagement down low to limit the time that it takes for the rib cage to get back to here, which is going to make the lungs reduce in size. So you don't have to think about the musculature to do that. So then when you replicate that on the long note, we're holding the pressure back. And if the oscillator isn't responding, you've got to increase air pressure in the body. Then we've got the inefficient system of pushing and tighter lips. The reason that if there's no sympathetic oscillation, if there's no response and no note, it's because the lips are too tight. And we just need to let them go, and eventually the smallest amount of air there's nothing going on. Someone asked about the wind stick the other day. I think it was Francis as well. Now, what I've got here, I've got white ones, but it's the same. It's a straw. Right, so this is a plastic straw. Check this out. The purpose of it is to experience passive reduction and active. If you were to take a full breath and relax, you can feel the air coming out. If you were to exhale, then you've got to push to feel the air move. So being able to feel the air move at the top of the breath, it doesn't matter whether you kick or not, the air keeps moving because we're positive, we're passive there. But when you get below equilibrium, the air stops and starts because you have no passive, positive reduction in between the push. And so that's all I want people to recognise. And there's so little air coming through there. But if I was to replicate that, right? And it's as simple as taking a breath and letting a little bit of air come through a straw. It's all about sensation development. Anyway, so that's good. 208. Let's just see what happens. Last day of F to B flat. I just can't hear this. I just cannot hear it. I'm going to buy a new metronome probably day after tomorrow. It's quick. It's really quick. Where can I put this so I can actually hear it? So I did get 5 the other week. Maybe I didn't, but there's no way I can get to 5 seconds F to B flat at 208. So there you go. Will it happen by the end of week 4 or week 5? I don't know. It doesn't matter. Again, the process of pushing your boundary with pure process. Pushing your boundary with pure process. Pushing your boundary with pure process. And again, I've said a couple of times, a lot of the videos that I've seen are not pure process. It is not a replication of passive humming and singing. There's a lot more activity going on in all of them. So I'll be interested to see when I'm watching them at the end of the 5 weeks to see if anyone's pulled back that active blowing that they're doing for the whole time. It's just fact. It's just fact. You can spot it a mile away. So hence, even if this takes 6 months to sink in with some people when they shut their eyes one day and go, what did he actually mean about it? I've had students that after 6 months go, I never really kind of got the whole singing thing. I'm like, I've done something really wrong to get this message across here, because the essence of it is everything that I teach. Vibration, freedom of airflow, resonance of the body. Lips are the vocal cords of the instrument. Let them react that way. Somebody sent me, and if you're watching, thank you. I can't remember who it was, but I'll find it's either, I get so many messages either through Messenger or email, forum posts, and I just can't keep up with it. But someone sent me the Mendez quote, and I thank you very much. I'll find it and I'll upload it. Anyway, so here we go. I'm going to go back to 200. Oops, a daisy. Never buy one of these. Don't buy them. They're awful. Terrible. They're loud. They're great when they work, but they just break down. pushing the boundary, not there, doesn't matter. I didn't even do, I'll do it this time, 192, the preparatory exercise. Wah, wah, wah. Wah, wah, wah. Why am I doing that? Independent movement of the mouth. No matter how large or small, that's not the point. No matter how large or small, independent movement of the mouth, independent of the body. We can move the mouth without engaging and disrupting that passive reduction. It's all it takes. But the dynamic does change when we add mouthpiece and lead pipe. But based on that, that felt really good. Let's see what happens. Gee, it was feeling really good. Whether I nailed it for 10 seconds, I'm not sure. It's not nailed, so I'm not going to tick it, but I can definitely tell that at 192, I've got 5 seconds here, not 10, but it's real close. It's really close. And so what do I have to do to get that next box? I've got to let go of something. I've got to be more aware here, but it can't be driven consciously. That's the point. This repetition, this daily repetition, is sending the message to the subconscious part of the brain. The motor skills are developing. The neural pathways are being built. Once we're less... Remember the other day, if you're watching all of them, I hope some people are. So, well, let me demonstrate here. All right, if I play a soft note. So clearly, time is not the issue here. It's the awareness of the, what needs to move to trigger the pitch change. But if I replicate that soft, basically as minimal work as I can possibly do. So it's just not there, but that's okay. Maybe next week. Back to 184. So at 184, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, I've got 10, but not 15. So there's 15. And I could tell based on the start of the 192 that things are starting to become a little bit more natural. So it doesn't surprise me that I could get the 15. It makes no sense, does it, that you can do something for 5 seconds and 10 seconds but not 15. What happens? This is the whole point of the challenge. What happens? What happens? What happens? What happens? Why does it stop? Why does it break down? You can do one beat. If you can do one beat, logic says you can do 60. but the body's not ready for it yet. But if you come back every day and push your limits, the body will be ready for it eventually when it's ready. And there's just proof there. Let's see if I can get 20. Really struggling to hear this damn metronome. It's annoying. So it's pulling back there. All right, but we ticked the box, so this is good. Let's go to 176. So that should be 20. I better just double check that I'm not talking nonsense. Yep, so I've got 20 at 176. So we need to get 125. Let's see what happens. And this is the real interesting part right here. Because 25 seconds is halfway to a minute, you know, and I can clearly, it's almost halfway to a minute, you know. And I've shown that I can do these for a minute in one breath. So what is it that happens? It doesn't happen in the first 10 seconds and it doesn't happen in the second 10 seconds, but something falls off the wagon, you know, when you're into the 30 seconds. Fascinating, don't you think? I do. I think it's fascinating. So again, between that 15 and 20 second mark, it just starts going, I'm getting confused, help, stop, 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 stop. I'm going to have one more crack at that. I reckon I could get it. I'm going to give it to myself. I deserve a pat on the back. The only reason being I was doing it a bit loud. I didn't take a good enough breath, thinking I would have got through 20 seconds, no problem. But that's groovy. That's groovy. Now, that being said, maybe I've already ticked 20 seconds. I have. So no tick box. 168. I was walking around Newton Circus in Singapore on tour with a group called Shrewd Brass Quintet with Music of Eva Australia. We're touring Southeast Asia. And we're in Newton Circus, and the trombone player had this big silver travel box. And all the locals were going, David Copperfield, magic box. Imagine the trombone player walking around with his magic box. That must be David Copperfield, magic box. It's hilarious. Anyway, so can I get 25 at 168? Easy. I cannot express to you the benefit of doing this. I can't. It just works. It's awesome. Just from the gig last night, it's awesome. So I actually, I didn't get the 30 there. I got 25 though. 25 and what am I doing? 168. Okay, so I got 25. Cool. I think it is a bit of fatigue by the time you get through at that speed. Slightly, yeah, I think it's just the muscles start to wear a little bit. They won't once we get more efficient, once we get used to it. But I was just feeling at that stage, because it's like breath is not a problem, but it just starts to sort of quiver. It's like I'm not in control anymore. The whoa starts to just lose its thing. So there's the extent of my English vocabulary. It just loses its thing. But it becomes unsettled. And yeah, I think it just wears a little bit. Possibly, I'm just speculating. I might be able to shed more light on it by the end of 5 weeks. 160. I'm actually enjoying it, energized from practice. I mean, I always enjoy it. Don't think I never enjoy it. But as I said, sometimes it's hard to put the jogging shoes on in the morning. But once you've got the jogging shoes on, you get going. And I'm feeling energized from actually doing this, even though I'm exhausted. It's really cool. Once you start playing, it's addictive. Love it. Right, so we need to get some air on board here. We're looking for, at 160, 30 seconds. Each time it's stretching, but not locking in the throat. Oh, oh, oh. Oops. That was... I just wish I had done it a fraction softer. That would have been 40 seconds. What am I doing? What? Oh, where's my metronome gone? 160. 30, 35 I was still killing. Isn't that funny? There were moments through that, and this is what we're looking for. This is going... Oh, that's what I was going to show you. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. Take a break. If I'm boring you by looking at message... it won't be on this phone. It won't be on this phone. Damn it. I've got a great video of Ryan Kaiser doing ridiculous harmonic slurs. And there were moments through that where I could not really feel the movement, but the note was still clicking. It was so subtle inside the cup. So small. And that's the point that we're looking for. The most minimal amount of movement, bringing the harmonics together. Are we still streaming? I just got another error message. You would have seen it pop up. Last time it said reconnected. Oh, reconnection successful. So maybe I didn't need to last time reset everything. Are we coming through still? I think we are. Cool. All right, so there we go. 160. Who would have thought? Felt great. Tiny movement, tiny movement, tiny movement. That's what we're looking for. 152. We're looking for 45 seconds. 152. So I'm guessing we're still going. Yep, we're still going. Good. It probably won't be on this page. No. But I'm just doing a little test here. I'm still learning about this system. Let's see what happens. Yep, we're back on board. Awesome. Again, love technology when it works. It's amazing. Rightio. So 152, looking for 45 seconds. And of course, (152) looking for 45. Rightio. And then, once I do this, I'm going to fill out a chart just to show you what we're doing. I reckon it's about a second short. So I'm not going to tick it. But that being said, 152. So what have I got on the digital chart here? 152 down to 40 seconds. So you grab your printed out practice progress chart. And at 152, go along, find. So what have I got? Brain dead. I've already got 45. 152. I've already got 40. So go along 40 and then find 152. And then just go tick, 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 tick. And do that on all of your tempos. And put it in the envelope. Might seem like a little bit of work. It'll take you 5 minutes. Again, when you get to the end of week 5 and you go back and open up envelopes week 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. If you didn't do an envelope like me in week 1, go back and fill it out, or don't. I prefer you not look at it, to be honest, actually, so let's not do that. Take it back. When you go back and have a look at your week 1 chart, and then week 2, week 3, week 4 and week 5, you will be happy with yourself. If you're not, abuse me, just send me hate mail. I wasted 5 weeks and I didn't improve one bit. That's not going to happen. It's not going to happen, I guarantee it. Right, yeah. 152 back to 144, which is normally where I start. Oops. 144. And of course now we're getting into the serious long note action. So 50 seconds. Gotta do it soft. Gotta do it soft. Gotta do it soft. Lowering the carbon dioxide levels in the body. If I'm not mistaken, that was a minute. If that doesn't demonstrate everything that this is all about, nothing will. Nothing will. Nothing will. There was basically, I've been doing that for 3 weeks, and I've got as far as 45 seconds for the 3 weeks. That time, it felt like there was hardly anything going on, completely in control of it. Minimal movement. There is movement, but minimal movement. The process over the time of doing it for slow tempo for as long as you can, because notice I go back quite slowly, is allowing, because you're not threatened by the speed, so you're calm and you're recognizing. I'm blown out by that, by the way. You're recognizing what the body is doing. It's an awareness, but because it's not fast, you're not challenged by it. You're aware of the wah wah wah. You're aware of all of this stuff, so you can relax. And a relaxed body is going to last longer. It's going to chew up less gas. That felt ridiculous. I was just sitting there doing it going, man, I'm doing nothing here. It's programmed. It's programmed. It's not conscious. It's subconscious. I don't know how many other ways to explain it, apart from the fact that if you've been watching over a period of time, you'll recognize that that was just stupid. Cool. It just makes playing easier. What's this all about? Efficiency. I just want to play easier. And if we can recognize simple things like that, and again last night, sitting there playing all this stuff, and felt fantastic. And I'm not gigging much, so for me it's a real eye opener to go, right, I haven't done much, and it's a concert hall, it's, you know, a lot of people, big stage, big show, and felt crazy. What I did learn is that I don't get my fix from performing. I walked away going, okay, it's another job. I get my fix from the emails that you'll see on the forum, or from teaching a beginner and seeing them do something new, or seeing a professional go. You should see a message I got from a guy from London who's on West End today, simply about the release. I haven't had much time to do all of your stuff, but the whole concept of release and stop blowing, opening up. He goes, it's changing everything. That floats my boat better than playing with anyone. That's why I sit here and do this. It's a science project for me. It's educational. I've got years of experience doing this stuff, and hopefully it can rub off on you when you're going out and doing those gigs and just reminding yourself. Anyway, I'm going to end up doing all of these because I'm having fun. Rightio, let's see what happens this time. 138. So anyone who's really, really observant should have picked from the first two notes that I played that there was not even a chance I was going to get for the minute. Why? It was way too loud. Way too loud from the start. And of course, you run out of breath. That being said, I mean, I'm actually cooked. I could go back and, you know, because I didn't get the 50 there. But the fact that I got 60, 60 and 60 on any other day, maybe I'm being lazy. Greg, you're being lazy. Do some more, Greg. No. I actually ticked more boxes than I thought I was going to today. I'm interested in just readdressing a couple of these. I mean, I know that I can't get... I'm not even going to waste your time or mine because I know that I'm just not even anywhere near it. Yeah. And when I look at it, I've been going for over an hour. See how I'm just justifying with myself now. End of week 3. How fast has that gone? Are you getting any benefits? If you're watching this and you've been doing it, please send me your feedback. Email, comment here. If you're watching through Facebook on the page, you got your comments box there. Send me a message. Greg, you're mad. Greg, it's working. Watching on YouTube, put a comment in. It's working great. Or this, I totally don't understand what you're talking about. You could do this. Could you do that? Could you do it differently? Feedback is how we improve things. Otherwise, it's just me. I mean, I got a beautiful comment on the video from yesterday. A guy who's watched everything I've ever uploaded. You'll see it on the Mystery to Mastery. I've got the wihsc that YouTube page because I didn't want to upload every single one of these to my Mystery to Mastery page because it'd just be absolute overkill. But I think on the Mystery to Mastery page today, this guy said on yesterday's video, I've watched every single video that you've ever uploaded, and he's doing the Largo stage, and he's absolutely killing it, loving it. So, and don't get me, I'm not after an ego boost. I know it works. I don't need people to go, that's amazing, Greg. I don't want that. That's the same as someone coming up after a gig going, you sound amazing. No, I sound okay. I get that a million people can do what I can do. I think Maurice Andre and Wynton Marsalis and Maynard Ferguson and Rafael Mendes sound amazing. I can play trumpet, sure. But what I do get joy from is people that get benefit from this. And if there's any way that I can do it more constructively, I need to know. So anyway, that's it. That's the end of week 3. Yeah, amazing stuff. If there's no questions, comments, criticisms, theories, or anything like that, no, then we are done for the day. What is the time? I did start at 7. Oh, no. Oh, that's weird. Okay. Anyway, I'm going to stop streaming now. If you're watching on YouTube, you found this video, you haven't seen any of the other ones, go back to week 1. The link is in the bottom. Register so you can use the practice progress charts. And I'm going to sit here and fill out the rest of my progress charts on the envelope here. And yeah, go back to the start and work through it. There's a heap of information there. I don't want you jumping ahead. And please, I'm just saying please a lot today. There's a face for you. Fighting the frustration. Everyone's dealing with frustration. If you don't want to get better or you're not frustrated, you wouldn't be at this. You wouldn't be watching now. You wouldn't be watching this. and is playing a matter of life and death. It's some really good stuff in there, if I do say so myself. Thank you for being involved, and we'll see you tomorrow for day 1 of week 4 of the Windworks International Harmonic Slur Challenge. Kills me. Crack myself up. See ya. Bye. Have a good night or day or whatever.